Hi, it's Stephen here for the Idiot Quilter, and I thought I'd just do a quick update of what I'm working on in my sewing room right now. I think I showed you a little bit sometime before about my Crumb Quilt, where I'm making squares at random just using bits and pieces of leftover material. So no matter what size they are, you can make them into these little squares. My squares are finished at 6 by 6, and you can see what I've done. I've added some sashing to it to separate out the squares, and I've also added another border on the outside of that. And I think this is all I'm going to do with this quilt now. So the quilt top is now finished. Hard to get it all into the shot. Let's see if I can go over here a little bit more of an angle for you. Don't mind what's in the background, because as you know, my sewing room is also a workshop as well, and an exercise room, multi-purpose room. But anyways, there's the quilt. It measures about, when it's finished, once I get the backing on, the batting on, about 45 by 51. So it's not quite a square, but I really like the colors in it, and I think the sashing really brought out the little blocks as well. And you can see that really I did not intend to have any of the blocks match each other up. It was all at random, although I did have a lot of purple in this, so that's why I went with the outside border with purple. That, by the way, came from some leftover material as well, and I had to piece a couple of the longer strips together for that. So now I've got to pick out a batting for it, or a backing for it, and the batting, and get that together, and then I'll quilt it. Now I'm not really sure how I'm going to quilt this one. I'm thinking about doing a walking foot quilting technique, because I'm not yet up to speed with quilting free motion. And since there's a lot of straight lines in this quilt, as you can see, I think I may just do a simple wave in here, a wavy line. Now I might run the wavy line though diagonally from the top corner down to the bottom corner. I'm not sure yet what I'm going to do. But that's the one quilting technique that I'm most comfortable with right now. So, you know, why experiment with something I don't know what I'm doing yet on something that is a finished quilt? So anyways, I'm very happy with this, and Walter thinks that this should be hung up in the guest bedroom. So that may be where it's going to go. I had an idea that I want to put a couple of other quilts up in that room that I had done previously, which are not, that are designed, they're patterned, they're not just random pieces of material. But he seems to like this one, so hey, I'll go with whatever he thinks is the nicest. Okay, so that I'm working on still. Now over here, I am going to start very soon, once I get the Crumb Quilt all done, I'm going to start on a queen size quilt for our bed. And this is the pattern I have chosen, Labyrinth. And the colors, you can see them right here. I have all my materials already picked out for this. So those are two materials here. I really liked it when they cut it for me in the store. They kind of folded it very neatly up like this, so you can see each of the colors that I picked. So you can see I'm going from purple into blues. And then my background is going to be this white that has a very slight pattern to it. I don't know if you can see that, a bit of a shadow. So if you look here at the pattern, you can see that using these colors, I think will make the three-dimensional kind of characteristic of the interlocking squares kind of pop out. So that's going to be my next major project. And then I went over to another fabric store because I had a gift certificate, and I bought just these four materials, which I really like the colors. They do not have a definite pattern to them, which I think would make good backgrounds for this. But even this combination of four materials without a print, I think would make a really nice quilt too. So we'll see. I do have, come over here, hanging up, I bought this at a quilt store I was in from another town, and it's one of these ones where, you know, it looks really complicated and you might have Y seams, but in this one's case you actually do it on top of a fusible paper, and it's just straight sewing and you get the points. So I had seen this on YouTube, people doing this, and it looked kind of interesting. So I explored the technique a little further. And these are not necessarily the colors that I'm going to use in this. I don't know what I'm going to use yet. Actually, I'm kind of thinking of using the colors I just showed you that I bought at the other fabric store. I might, but that's another project sitting in on the back burner until I get the Crumb Quilt and the queen size bed quilt all completed. So that's what I've been up to over the last few days, and I just thought I'd share that with you. Now, what's the idiot item in this? Hey, I'm kind of proud to say that I don't think I've made any idiot moves right now, knock wood. But there's plenty of time to be more of an idiot. So, stay tuned for more Idiot Quilter videos. Bye-bye for now.